Next, we're going to write a script that allows us to switch on and off each word, if you like. We're creating what we call a latching switch. So for example, if I press 1 on my keyboard, the word scratch will disappear, and it will stay disappeared until I press 1 again. Now if I press 2, then the word animation will disappear, and it will stay hidden until I press 2 again. So we need one key to show and hide, and we do that with a variable. And because we've got lots of different sprites, we're going to give each one of those the ability to check if they're hidden or shown. And so we're going to create local variables today. That means that each letter can access its own individual state, and it's saved in that. So let's do that together now. We're going to variables, and we're going to make a variable, but this one is for this sprite only, and we're going to call it hidden. Now within that one, we're going to bring in this piece of code here. So let's have a trigger first. We're going to say when, and we'll make this, okay, this is the bottom word, so I'm going to make this word 2. That's more logical to me. So this is actually the first word we did, but we're going to make it the second word, at least in my script. The way I've laid things out here, that's the way I'm going to write it. So when the second key pressed, and then we use some logic. Let's go to if and else, because we want these things to be checked at the same time. And we're going to use an operator. So let's say we're going to take that value, whether it's on or off. So we're going to use a 1 and a 0. 1 means yes, 0 means no in this case. So if hidden is off, then what we'll do is hide. And we're going to looks, and we're going to use hide, but then we're going to change the value. This is what's important. We're going to set that to 1, because yes, now that is hidden. And in fact, let's do it first. So we're going to set it to 0 and then hide. And then we'll do the opposite down below. So if hidden isn't 0, then it must be 1. So then we'll set hidden to 0 and show. Because hidden is what we're talking about. Is hidden active? Yes. It is now. It wasn't. And is it yet? No. So let's just give that a test on our first letter. So if I press 2, let's reset to make sure all that code is running. If I press 2, we disappear, 2 comes back, 2 disappear, 2 comes back. And the nice thing about this is that I can copy that to each without having to make a new local variable, which would take us a long time, but it does create the new local variable. And I'm going to keep the same structure, but I'm just going to change the trigger for that second word. So once that's copied across, in the second word, which is actually the first word because I put that above, I'm going to change that to 1. So that makes more sense. Now don't forget, you can right click on your script area here and choose clean up blocks, which will split everything out and make things a lot easier. I wish there was a piece of code like that for my house where I can just click and automatically things go back to where they should be. So make use of that. As well as the zoom in and out tools here. There's no point squinting at code. It's much easier to figure out what's happening when it's nice and big, I think. So coming up here, so I should have the number 1 hiding my first word on my screen here, and number 2. So they appear and disappear like so.